Hey YouTube. So it is Tuesday and I am doing a day of just focusing on myself. It's a little bit different than taking a day off in my mind because my day today is going to involve me not messaging humans and not interacting with humans as much as I can. Unfortunately, unless I live in a cave, it's not quite that easy because I also live with a family. But I think that there's been a lot of messages that I've been watching or listening to lately where they've been talking about how you should focus on yourself and focus on what you need and focus on that kind of stuff. Not that you're supposed to be a selfish jerk all the time, just listen to yourself because you know deep down inside of you, or maybe you don't. That's why you need to listen to other people. But I've spent a lot of time listening to other people, so I'm going to try and listen to myself. It's a little bit hard because I'm also looking into RVs or fifth wheelers and doing all sorts of nonsense. So it's a little bit tricky because there are other things that have to get done on a timeline. So we're just checking things out. So my day to day is going to involve meditating and exercising and taking a walk in the woods and just those things, like cleaning my room, cleaning my car. So it's not going to be like it's a totally unproductive day. Oh, I want to work on the creative suite. But it's just like a day where, like, for instance, I usually turn on music or inspirational things or things I can learn while I walk around, while I do my exercises, while I do my shower, while I eat. I'm actually going to have no music today for some reason. I think that I'm just going to just be in my own head and see how that goes. So, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it'll help, or it'll be an experience at the very least. Anywho, be bold, be disciplined, inspire others. You choose who you get to be. Hey YouTube. So I'm learning a lot of things during my day of silence-ish. One of the things is, once again, I have so much to be grateful for. Sometimes I get caught up in things that I think are important, that are bothering me, that are things that people are doing around me or whatever. And it's just really important to remember I think everyone is, how lucky everyone is, but at least for myself, I'm very, very happy for all the opportunities I've had, for all the experiences I've had, for the lifestyle I'm able to live right now, for the ability to think about being grateful rather than having to worry if I'm going to be shot in the back. I mean, that's a little extreme, but things like that. I have a nice roof over my head, and I have plenty of food to eat. Things are going very well for me. So that's the first lesson I've learned. The second lesson is I spend so much time worrying about if what I'm about to do is going to bother someone or be the best action for somebody else. And I think that it's been very interesting to me how often I spend time thinking, I want to get a glass of milk. But I mean, what if that would bother somebody else? And I mean, that's not quite how it goes. But any given action, if I have to worry if somebody else is going to be bothered or irritated or anything, then it leads to A, hesitation, B, anxiety, and C, not what I want with my life. So one of the things that's been very interesting is how often that comes up. And it's funny because I'm sure that there are plenty of people who think I'm just a selfish jerk, but it's super interesting to me because, like, for instance, there's a dog that lives in this house, and I don't really like dogs in the house. But I will worry about whether or not the dog wants to go upstairs or go downstairs, wants to go inside, wants to go outside, if it's got enough food, if somebody has loved it enough for the day, which never gets enough love because it's a love whore, but it is what it is. Point of the story is, it's not really for me to worry about. It's not my thing. It's not what I want. I can never give that dog enough love, nor do I want to. It's not my thing. So it's still interesting to me that I spend time and energy in my own little brain worrying about it. that's a good microcosm of like all of the different people in my life that I feel obligations to or worries about or anything like that, or like simply something like walking and opening a door for somebody. Like, it's nice that I think about that stuff, and I draw a lot of my personality from being somebody who's thinking about others, but I think that there's a limit to where that's actually helpful. I think that maybe knowing that other like things that other people think, but then having the ability to distinguish between, am I doing this for other people or am I doing it for me, probably important. And I also know a lot of people whose lives become consumed with helping everyone else and everyone else's drama and everyone else's problems and trying to help them with all that kind of stuff. And I think I've been there. I think sometimes I get drawn into it still. But I think this alone time has allowed me to have a little more freedom to think about what that stuff is. I haven't had any music on, but I think that also, like, I like having music on, I like having positive talk on, I like having skills being learned while I'm walking around, but I think there's a lot of space in there for me to just live in silence and to think about myself and my ideas and like forgiveness and gratitude. And I think there's a lot of space in there for that kind of stuff. And I think that if I'm constantly assaulted by media, the constant noise keeps you or me from being able to process for yourself, being able to think about yourself. So that's been interesting. I am currently working on some creative cloud stuff that I've been wanting to get to for 3 or 4 weeks on the computer that's brand new that I love, and I haven't been able to hardly work on or play on at all for 3 or 4 weeks. My life has been very, very busy, and little things like cleaning my room, little things like that I'm able to fit in because I took a day to be by myself, to think about myself, to do that kind of stuff. And it shouldn't be like that. At least it's not. I don't want it to be like that for me. And I've lived that life, and don't get me wrong, I think there are going to be periods of my life where I will live like that again, but I want the grand majority of my life to be in my control. I get to choose, oh, you know what? My room is a little messy. I'm going to fix that today. I'm going to fix that right now. I'm going to have whatever ability to do that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just working through being human. As lame as that is, but it seems like there's so many people who don't do that, and I haven't completely figured it out, and I don't know, eventually I'd like to. So, this is video 2. I also am doing another video in the middle of the day because I want to be able to use another video in my creative project. So, I'm hoping that I can actually start doing this. Like, I downloaded this thing called quick transfer or file transfer, I think is what it's called. And I can transfer videos straight from this phone straight to my computer, where I can put them into a movie thing and start actually doing a tiny little bit of editing on them so that they look a little bit better than what I've done for a year and change. So I think that it's going to be worth the extra 10 minutes of effort. I was a little bit worried that it would be a bother or a pain, but it's really easy with the transfer stuff. Just make sure I've got the timing on it right. Anyway, so I'm making another video so I can have 2 videos at least, if not 3 from the one at the night. Hopefully I learn a little more before now and bedtime, but we'll see. Anywho, be bold, be disciplined, inspire others. You are what you choose to be. Hey YouTube, so my day is coming to an end. It is inglorious, relaxing. I'm not sure if I'd say enlightening, but it has been wonderful. I spent a lot of time watching anime. That was nice too. The only thing I did not get to check off my list was meditation. So you have to figure out, probably do 10 to 20 minutes of that, or try here on the floor, and I'll figure something out here. But beyond that, I got stuff done for learning on creative. I got my exercises done. I got a run in, which also served as a walk, which also was really cool because I didn't push it as hard as I normally do. So instead of just thinking about panting and dying, I got to enjoy the wind and the cool air and the sound of the forest, and it was different than normal. So I think that maybe one of the big takeaways for today was go fast when you want to go fast, but take time to go slow. No, I doubt that's very wise or anything, but that's what I think one of the big things, along with the other things I got, was. So I'm going to be splicing this onto the end of the other 2 clips for today. And so a lot of hello YouTubes and a lot of be bold, inspire others, be disciplined. You are what you choose to be. Have a good night, YouTube. Go get some YouTube.